dignity and respect. Real talk about what we can do to demand respect from others. I was thinking about a very common human nature that has to do with when a person treats someone else that has either really great looks, a beautiful body, lots of money, an opportunity that they have the ability to give you, or maybe they're in a position of authority over you and you can gain something from them. When people have any of those things going for them, sometimes they have all of those things going for them. And here comes another individual treating them like they are above them, treating that person like they are higher than them. The power dynamic has already been set. And I'm going to throw a few scenarios at you just so that I can have more clarity in the way that I'm trying to express myself. Let's say there is a man, very good looking man. He is driving a Lamborghini. He's wearing really nice clothes. He's got jewelry on. The jewelry could be authentic or not, but it all looks very real. Gold and diamonds and a very expensive looking watch. He looks like he gets his hair cut every other day. His skin is impeccable. And he sees a woman approaching him who obviously is in a different financial class than he is. She's just a normal woman. Maybe she's a waitress. Maybe she's a nurse. Maybe she works at Walmart. Maybe she's unemployed. And she's thoroughly impressed by this man. He looks at her and he says, hello, because she's a beautiful woman. And she immediately starts to blush, treat him like she can stop whatever she's doing and give him her number. She's willing to go anywhere he wants her to go. She's willing to cancel her plans if she had to do. She's willing to do all this because this individual, this wealthy, well-to-do man, wants some of her time. In that scenario, that woman has just played herself. There's something in human nature that I want to address today. And I'm going to give another scenario. So let's just say you walk into a job interview. So there's obviously a job that you want, a position that you want. And the job interview was for 12 o'clock. And you get there at 11:45 because you want to make a good impression and you definitely don't want to be late. You have everything you need. You have everything that they requested of you and more, your resume, so you are on point in that department. The interviewer arrives back from his lunch break or her lunch break 30 minutes late. So you see them walk in the door, talking on the phone. They make a little small talk to the receptionist, all while you're sitting in the lobby waiting for them. And they say, do I have any appointments, to the receptionist? Because they didn't even remember that they had an appointment with you. And she points over to you and says, yeah, this person's been waiting for you. They said they had a 12 o'clock appointment with you. They look at you, they say, okay, come on back. While you're in the interview, they're going through their emails, they're looking at you, They're asking you a question, but as soon as you start talking, they occupy themselves with something else. And you just keep doing everything they ask you to do. You just played yourself. And I'll tell you why. In both those scenarios, the individual, for the first one, it was the wealthy guy. The second one, it was the hiring manager or the boss, maybe the owner of the company. They all asked something of you. Both those situations, they asked something of you. They wanted you to do something for them. And you did it. You complied. They disrespected you, and you never said anything. They didn't respect your time. For the wealthy guy, he didn't respect the fact that you had plans, because really, you didn't demand any respect. You didn't even respect your own plans. And he knew, this person in the power position that you have just elevated and put on a pedestal, he knew, the wealthy guy, that you were doing all this because of his Lamborghini, his jewelry, his clothes, and his looks. And basically, you played yourself because you became just another one. How many people, how many women, everywhere he goes, even if they don't know he has money, but because he looks good, he's a good-looking man, and he's well-dressed, do the same exact thing you do. They don't demand their own level of respect, regardless of their financial position in life. And they don't treat this person as if they're higher than them because there's something they want. Why would a person in a position that has something that you want respect you unless you give them a reason to? If everyone that they meet is willing to disrespect themselves in order to get whatever this person has, you're only going to be playing yourself by allowing that to happen. As far as the job interview goes, like I said, you had all your stuff together. You were there early because you didn't want to be late and you wanted to make a good impression. And obviously you need a job. But when it comes down to it, if it starts off this way, where a person doesn't even respect the time that you took to be there on time, respect their own appointment, and you don't feel the need to mention the fact that they were late or that you did arrive on time, I believe it could be because you don't want to spoil your opportunity. But what if it was all a test? What if it was a test to see if you had the dignity and respect for yourself to at least acknowledge that you were there on time and it was a little disappointing that this person was late and didn't apologize for you waiting? What could happen? They could throw you out of their office and tell you that you have no right to question them. Or if it's somebody that's worth working for, somebody that's worth any more of your time, they would say, I was late and I apologize for that. Many people, when they're in a position like that, they'll get offended that some minute, insignificant person, such as the applicant, which would be you in this scenario, had the audacity to even question them. But I assure you, in a situation like that, that person in the power position that's already playing you by disrespecting you, and then you're playing yourself by not standing up for yourself, they will continue to do it. And they will continue to do it, and they will continue to do it, and it will not change. My suggestion, and this is something I had to learn in life, is that when a person is in a position and they have something that you want, if you don't have any respect for yourself, you shouldn't even involve yourself in that situation. I get my self-respect from my relationship with the Lord. As a child of God, I have learned to love and respect myself. The dignity that I have comes from the fact that I am a child of the King. So that would make me, in a sense, royalty. I don't look down on others, but I do not allow people to disrespect me. And I think it's a mind game that a lot of people play because they're so used to people kissing their backside when they have something that someone else wants. And maybe if there's a gentleman watching this, you can say, let's say it's a woman who's very beautiful, very curvaceous, or has a body that all the men seem to desire. Maybe she's used to treating men poorly, because most of them will accept that type of treatment, because when it's all said and done, they'll do anything to get her body. And when it came time for the wealthy guy with the Lamborghini, the women will do anything to sit in the passenger seat and go wherever he wants them to go and eat at the fine restaurants that he eats at, and to sleep in the bed that he has in his large, beautiful home. They'll do anything. They will allow all types of disrespect because they want something that this person has. Having self-respect, having dignity for yourself, it starts with you. The way that you carry yourself, the way that you represent yourself, the way that you allow others to speak to you. Your time, is your time valuable? I think a lot of people, when it comes time to stand up for themselves, they do it so infrequently that either they don't say anything at all, but when they finally do say something, because they haven't worked on their ability to express themselves calmly and with respect for themselves, and also with tactfully, that when they do express themselves, they're screaming and yelling and they're destroying any possibility of the relationship being salvaged. My suggestion is learning to put your foot down, as they say, in the beginning, calmly, with reverence to yourself, reverence to God, no need for profanity, no need for voice raising. Just calmly express yourself and set the parameters for the relationship. There's no reason that because someone has something that you desire, that you should allow them to treat you poorly, be their doormat, be treated less than. Because ultimately, in most human interactions, it is give and take. So this gentleman, in the scenario I gave with the Lamborghini, he's alone. Maybe he does want a dinner date. And like I said, the woman that he approached, the one that was not wealthy, just a normal person, she's beautiful. So he wants a dinner date. She's beautiful. He doesn't have to be alone. He can sit and talk to somebody. He can get to know someone from a completely different lifestyle that he's not used to. Maybe he's lonely. Maybe he's bored of sitting and eating with the same people, the same type of people. Maybe he wants to look at someone different, get to know someone else. Maybe he's actually looking for a wife, a mother of his children. Have dignity, have respect for yourself. And when it comes to a job, I know it can be difficult to find a job, but there should be a level of respect on both sides. This position, whatever position that they want you to fill, there are tasks that you need to have. There are requirements that you need to have checked off that you have. You have the credentials needed for this position. You come in with that respect for yourself. It's not like they're going to give you a job and you just sit back and lounging on the beach and getting a paycheck. You're going to be working. You're going to be working for this establishment. You're going to be working for this company and for this individual. And there needs to be an understanding that it's respect on both sides. There should never be this mind game that people like to play, that I have something you want, so you're going to kiss my tail. No. If we're both not gaining something from this interaction, And if you don't value what I'm bringing to the table, then that's just not going to work. Because my self-respect, my dignity is very important. And if you decide that you want to walk away from me, at least I still have my dignity. And at least I still have the self-respect that I needed. And I also find it's important to mention this, and I mentioned it earlier, but I'll elaborate a little bit. How you say something. If all your life you only saw people express themselves when they were fuming, mad, screaming at the top of their lungs, cursing. A lot of people like to say, I was nice to you and now you pushed me to the limit. That's a very negative and childish way to respond to things. Why not get in touch with your emotions? Be honest with yourself and say, I don't really like how this feels right now, and I want to talk to you about it. Because waiting until the situation blows up is the wrong time. And as a child of God, I do believe that God can give you the ability to have the courage to start to stand up for yourself long before you're angry and screaming and mad. You don't have to be mad in order to express yourself. You can calmly tell someone, I just think we need to clear something up because I am bringing something to the table, or however the words come. But make sure that it's an understanding that I want to respect you, but I need respect too. I'm a human being. You're a human being. And sometimes people, they allow their current position to get to their head, and they are so used to everyone accepting that poor treatment that they think they can do it to everyone. And they shouldn't do it to everyone. And like I said, if by you expressing yourself calmly and tactfully and letting them know that you want respect and that you're going to respect them, but you would like to have the same respect given, if that makes them do an about face and walk out of your life, then good riddance, adios. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you, as they say. Let them go. Who needs someone like that? Who needs someone where they get the good end of the stick and you get the dirty end of the stick all the time? So, the reason I made this video is because I realize that often in life, we are faced with this power dynamic, and a person mistreats us because they feel that they can get away with it. But if you give someone an inch, oftentimes they'll take a mile. And it's up to us to have the respect for ourselves. And like I said, mine comes from being a child of the King, child of the Most High God. And as a child of the Most High God, I'm not here to be abused by others. Mentally, physically, emotionally, no form of abuse. And no amount of money or opportunity that person has should allow me to feel that they have the right to disrespect me. That wouldn't be right, and that's not what a child of God should do. So I'll sum this video up by saying, I prayed to God and asked, which I had to do, I asked God to help me express myself in the best way that I can. In all situations, at one situation at a time, I pray about it. And also to remember that you don't have to wait until you've had it up to here to express yourself. When you feel disrespected by someone, the best time to say something is at that time, calmly and rationally, and allow God's will to be done. But at least you'll have your dignity, and at least you'll have your self-respect. So that's all I want to say today. Thank you so much for watching.